To me, the true definition of a high-value man is
single and 30 years old.
It is strict out here. I went on a date recently, and after we wrapped up...
This is one of the best tips I learned about dating is the 3-month theory.
Being single in your late 20s is a different type of single.
Good day, everyone. Continue to learn modern women with Jenny. Do not forget to support Jenny by liking and subscribing to the channel, giving Jenny the motivation to the new video every day. Come to the girls of today.
It is strict out here. I went on a date recently, and after we wrapped up, paid the bill, we were walking out, okay? He walked to the restaurant, and I took an Uber. He was like, oh, how are you getting home? I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna take an Uber. He's like, okay, I'm gonna walk home. We gave each other a hug. I'm calling my Uber. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be like 5-7 minutes. I'm like, yeah, but it's okay. You don't need to wait if you don't want to. And he's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, that's fine. And then he just like walks off and goes. I didn't like that. If you're just walking, you don't have a car to catch, you don't have a whatever to catch, why can't you wait 5-7 minutes when you're like showing so much interest in me?
Showed so much interest. That's the right word to use, showed. He didn't want to wait, not because you said, it's fine. If he didn't, but he just couldn't wait to get away from you fast enough.
After that, once I got home, he didn't text me to see if I got home safely. So that's a no ma'am, no ham, no turkey for me, because what do you mean? It's like innately something you should know. If you're going on a date, you like the girl, or even just to be like a gentleman, kind person, you wait to make sure that she's home safe.
And where should I wait? Exactly. Outside your window, maybe. I'm not saying that's not romantic, but that could get me arrested. But it's nice of you to talk about gentlemen. Like, you know what that means. Our innate responsibility was to take you out on a date. Your innate responsibility, if for whatever reason I was not walking you or driving you home, was to call or text to let me know you got home safe. So no, just because you hate responsibilities so much and you're trying to put them all on the man doesn't mean I care or want to take those responsibilities away from you.
Being single in your late 20s is a different type of single, and I didn't know what to expect. Because the last time I was single, I was early to mid-20s. I was, 24, I think, when I met my previous boyfriend. And now the dating pool is different. We're living in a different world. You know, the world is no longer my oyster when it comes to dating potential and dating possibility. It is more like It's more like a periwinkle. Because if you had to see the text that just came through while I was explaining that. Wow. Interesting. Anyways, it is a periwinkle. And between my severe increase in standards, as well as the much smaller dating pool of available bachelors, things are gonna get a little tricky. Things are gonna get a little tricky, I think. We shall see.
I won't be seeing anything, but I'm sure you will. Your dating pool is different. You mean smaller. The world is no longer your oyster. And you're talking about raising your standards? I mean, no. Yeah. Good for you. What could possibly go wrong? None of that if America's dad was a getting dumb text. Right? I'm willing to bet money it was, but you were right about one thing. Dating now, in your late 20s, is gonna be different.
I'm usually very positive about the fact that I am single and 30 years old, but there is something about the Christmas season that triggers me. Sometimes I find myself just feeling so alone, and I wonder if the person that I'm looking for is out there for me. And so Santa, this year, can you please just bring me a boyfriend?
Santa asked, a girl once, what do you want for Christmas? She said, I want a unicorn. Santa said, let's keep this realistic. I can't bring you a unicorn. So the girl said, fine. I want a boyfriend, to which Santa said, what color do you want your unicorn to be? So in order to keep this realistic, the answer for you, princess, is no.
This is one of the best tips I learned about dating is the 3-month theory. So within 3 months, you will see their true character because people can only put on a mask for so long or hide who they really are for so long. The first month should be honeymoon phase, infatuation, that's exciting, and them trying to impress you and do all the right things and say all the right things, especially if you've told them what you're looking for. They're going to try to be that, but they can only try to be that for so long if it's not who they really are. After that is when you start to see patterns in their behavior. How do they handle your emotional needs? How do they handle stress? How do they handle conflicts? So in the first 3 months, pace yourself. Don't get too excited too soon. Don't get too emotionally involved too soon. Don't just believe everything they say. And just stay observant because these red flags are going to only get larger and larger. They're not going to get better. So I usually know by 3 months if this guy is what I'm looking for, if there's enough red flags to turn me off. That's all it takes.
So you just jump from situationship to situationship? Cause 3 months? That's not a relationship. Some lunatic wrote a book about the 3 months. No kissing rule, even though I have no idea what you would write on hundreds of pages when you get everything from the title. But well, she did. And women celebrated that on TikTok for about a month. Or 2, cause of course they did. I guess this lunatic here heard about the 3 months rule, and she took it as a challenge. I'm gonna make it even dumber. I'm gonna just jump into a situationship for 3 months. And when I don't get the honeymoon phase anymore, I'm gonna end it. Oh no, wait, my bad, every single man she ever dealt with changed after 3 months. Yeah, no, that must be it.
To me, the true definition of a high value man is someone who doesn't just seek pleasures and instant gratification, such as going out drinking, watching porn, consuming social media, chasing hot women. That is a distraction. And to me, that's not a high value man. Someone who's of high value will not be doing these things in his spare time. He will be too busy hustling and working hard and building towards a future to set himself up so that he can provide for a family. That is the 1% high value man, and that is what us women are truly looking for.
Fair enough. You did say what a high value man is to you, and I can respect that. And of course, you're looking for one of those, and I can respect that too. The question is, what is he looking for? Why would he be looking for you? You're a no-F girl, and I'm pretty sure you're also a single mother. Are you even in the slightest what he would be looking for? 'Cause my guess is gonna be not really.
Okay, how a man feels about you based on where he takes you on a first date. If that man is asking you to go on a coffee date, he's suggesting a coffee date, there are one of 3 things that could be happening. Number 1, he's a recovering alcoholic. Number 2, he's broke. Like really broke. Number 3, he just got out of a relationship. He's not over her. He's telling himself that he needs to go back to dating, but doesn't really want to commit himself to dating. He's not really ready for a girlfriend. And so he's just kind of like, I guess I'll just like go on coffee dates and like see what she's like. But he's not over his ex. If he asks you for a lunch date or suggests a lunch date, he's unemployed. Who has time to go to lunch during the workday? If he's suggesting going on a walk as a date, he hates you. He hates all women, actually. And he wants to waste your time. If he's asking you out for just drinks, so just drinks, no dinner, he thinks you're hot. He thinks you're hot. He's probably talking to a bunch of other girls, just so you know. He's not super serious about settling down, but he thinks you're hot and he's hoping that, you know, you get a couple drinks in you and maybe you'll go home with him. Is there a probability that he's asking you out for just drinks and then if the date goes well, he asks you out for dinner? Maybe, but why wouldn't he just ask you out for dinner if he was interested in you in the first place?
'Cause you might end up not being who he thought you were. So why would he take the chance to stand in agony in front of you for an hour just because he made a mistake of asking you to dinner? Didn't we learn anything from the previous video? Didn't we learn anything from that guy's mistake? If he's asking you on a walkie, hey sis mama, where do all these failures in life get so much wisdom? Every single one of these dating coaches have been on hundreds of first dates. unsuccessful because they're still going on dates, and they will for a while. And instead of looking at them as the failures that they are, they just can't help themselves from sharing all that wisdom.
So the only way to show I'm serious is spend a decent amount of money. Yes, you are correct. And the reason this is true is because you want to show the woman that you're interested in that you are willing to make an investment.
To my fellow childless, unmarried women in our 30s, just between us, I am so grateful I didn't end up getting married or having kids in my 20s. It might not be your choice to be in this situation right now, but I do think there's a profound silver lining. That's you can make the choices you would have made in your 20s now. As a smarter, wiser, probably much hotter version of you. I'm definitely not knocking our fallen comrades who did get married and had children in their 20s, because literally it's what we've been trained to do. Your 20s are for doing what's expected of you. Your 30s are for doing what you want to do. Caveat, of course, is you have to figure out what you want to do. The same training that tells us we should get married and have kids as soon as possible doesn't give us tools we need to really identify what we actually want. Doesn't really train us to be confident when we go against the grain either. So I repeat, it is a gift to be here in our 30s and have all of the options laid out before us when we've gotten to know ourselves a little better, so we can make the best decisions for us that are more aligned to us as individuals before we're tied down to something that might not be what we would have wanted for ourselves.
What if those women who got married and have kids got exactly what they wanted, not from part of some training, but because that's exactly what they wanted to do? Because if there's someone who's part of a training, it's you. It's really not them. It's you. That's why you are even calling them your fallen comrade. You're so brainwashed. You can't even see the other way of living. Just as viable, only what you've been told. It's acceptable and more preferable to call a man boy, but never call a man husband, and all that while talking about what you want for yourself. Come on now. I would not call that what I want for myself. I would call that what I was told, and to be honest, you would be more believable. If it didn't look like you were crying for the last 2 days.
Right, girls, if he ever asks you, what do you bring to the table? This is how I want you to answer, exactly like this, yeah? 3, 2, 1. Darling, I am the table. I am the tablecloth. I am the table chairs. I am the menu. I am the cutlery. But what we eat at the table, that's down to you. Boom. He won't have a response. He'll be like a little mouse, you know. You will have him in the corner, cowering over him like a cat. You will, in that moment, sis, you have reclaimed the situation back, because he tried to catch you off guard when he said, what do you bring to the table? Like, he tried to no. In that moment, sis, bam, he won't have a comeback.
Oh yes, he will, but we'll get to that later. You are the table. The question is, what do you bring to the table? This here is the table. What do you bring to the table? What do you bring to it? You are the table. Well, that's great. Can you be the table over there? Then I won't have a comeback. The only reason he didn't, if he said that to a guy on a first date, was because, let's face it, he was immediately reevaluating his entire evening. You are the table. I bet you never saw that guy again. But hey, if there's anything I can appreciate about you being the table is in fact the determination. You've been the table for what, almost 40 years now, and still no legs to sit on. It's not even that hard of an answer, even though every man is different. And every man is waiting for different answers. But how's this for a change? I bring me to the table. I bring my ability to turn this table into a dinner table for the two of us at the beginning, and then for later on, if we're gonna have any for our kids. I bring my ability to turn this house into a home and some other crap. You don't even need to be honest about just lie, but you are the table. Oh well, there's your answer. Close to your 40s now and still no table to see that